Hello Virgo, my name is Jason. Thank you for visiting my channel, or special thanks if you're revisiting my channel. This is your December 2018 general tarot reading. Could be about love, work, something that's going on in your life, something that's going on in the shop, backyard. We'll see. You'll know if it's resonating for you, okay? I've given the cards a pretty good shuffle. At 33 degrees Celsius here in Geraldton today. Beautiful. Okay, you begin the month of December with the Tower card. Okay, so something has happened or is about to happen which will basically break something down, right down to its foundations. Anything that's not built on a foundation, a strong foundation, be prepared for it to crumble. Okay, so it could be a relationship, could be a situation. We'll have a look at it more closely later, but it looks like that's the way coming. Now, don't be too scared by the Tower card, because the Tower card usually is followed by something which is much stronger. Okay, and the Tower card is quite often out of your control. Okay, it's just something which the universe decides, look, enough's enough now, puts things into place, and that's the way things go. Okay, we'll have a look at that later. Okay, your challenge. You have the Nine of Cups here. This is the Wish Come True card. Well, it can be called the Wish to Come True card, but because it's in your challenge position, I'm feeling that there could be some arrogance associated with something that's been going on. So maybe you've been a little overconfident about something, and you're just being asked here to not be too confident. Okay, things will come to you because it's a Nine of Cups. Stick in there. You've got this job to do, and you can see like the light at the end of a tunnel somehow. And we'll have a look at that and clarify that later. Okay, your fears. And in your fears position, you have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant represents like institutions, large government bodies, schools, hospitals, that kind of thing, places with lots of rules. Could also represent like a marriage or something. Tradition, conservative values usually, and that's in your fears position. So you are perhaps worried that something is going to hold up the works, some paperwork or something might get in the way of whatever you're trying to achieve, and it might even impact this Nine of Cups which you're striving for here. So we'll investigate that a little later and see what comes out. The best attitude for you to take is the Ace of Cups. So realize the abundance that you have. Okay, look, you are so overflowing with abundance. Really, you can afford to really just pour the goodness, the good spirit, the good emotion back and spread it around to everyone. Okay, the Ace of Cups is an opportunity. So you want to see whatever's going on as an opportunity. So this Tower card, for example, you can see that as an opportunity for a new start, to start something brand new. And it could be about love, it could be something you're passionate about, or a new project. It could be if you've got some artistic pursuit that you've just sort of taken up and you're realizing you've just discovered some kind of a talent that you have. This could be an opportunity for you to really express yourself. So something harsh might happen, but it might turn out to give you some kind of inspiration to really express yourself somehow, which you probably may not have done before. Okay. Now the outcome, you have the Eight of Swords at the end of the month. So you may be feeling like a bit of a prisoner, but this is self-imposed. Generally, you don't have to feel like this. You can get out of this situation if you want. Maybe it's just about changing your priorities. Okay, so if you have a look at this card here, this lady, those binds are fairly loose. The blindfold's not really on that tight. The sword's all around. She can just go and lean up against a sword, cut those binds off, and she'll be right. Okay, so that's self-imposed imprisonment or self-imposed situation that it's almost like you're being a victim. You're making yourself a victim here. But perhaps that's because you've been trying to do the right thing, but that hasn't worked, and so you need to find another way to to get out of this situation that you're in, and it could involve actually just letting something fall, let something die. But look, we'll have a look at that. We'll clarify all of those. Okay, so what's this Tower moment about for Virgo? Virgo, what is the Tower moment? Spirit, please give us clarify the Tower for Virgo for December 2018. Okay. Sometimes just got to wait for that right moment for the card to come out. There we go. Some kind of communication which could pretty well bring things down. So you might find something out through social media or about social media or about someone who's using social media. Someone's around you perhaps has been networking or contacting people or something like that. It could be like cheating online, something like that, and it's brought about this Tower moment, okay? It's got to do with that. It's got to do with communications anyway. It could be something as simple as some computer system collapsing, okay? So I'm seeing a lot of crashing of computers, and that might be affecting you. Mercury is in retrograde, it's just started, and when that happens, I'm not an astrologer, but when that happens, there are lots of computer communication problems, lots of things don't seem to work the first time, communications get lost, that kind of thing. So that could be what's happening here. And so there could be just a need to rebuild a whole communication system or upgrade something like that. If it's not that, and if it is about like a love issue or something, then it could be, it looks like cheating online or something like that, something to do with communications. I'm getting electronic communications. Or you could just receive a harsh message that something is over. So it might be a contract, it might be someone's just going to tell you that a relationship's finished, something like that, or something which will end a part of a relationship or a situation within a relationship. So it's not necessarily the whole thing's over and we're all finished. It's not necessarily that, okay? But either way, it's divinely guided. Sometimes the Tower card, so it's not really anyone's fault. It's just nothing was working the right way as it should have. So the universe came in and did something, and finished something off. And it's got to do with the way communication happens. Again, it could be about computers, it could be about someone said something harsh, or you heard something on the grapevine and it's sort of got you a bit rattled, and it's changed things, okay? Changed things for good. Okay, so now let's have a look at the Nine of Cups. Why is the Nine of Cups here? So you're trying to get to the end of a cycle here, the end of you're trying to get to the Ten of Cups. You've got this wish come true at the moment, but it's in the challenge position, which is saying that, well, there's a couple of things which need to fall into place first. So what is the advice here? What's the message for Virgo about the Nine of Cups? What's the Nine of Cups in the challenge position? We get some advice or some message about that. Okay, you have a celebration of some sort. So you're trying to get to some kind of celebration. So it's what's the celebration about? It could be Christmas time, so there could be Christmas parties, something like that. And you're trying to, maybe you've got to try and organise a Christmas party. It could be something like that. And you're trying to make it work, but things have to be tidied up first. So if I have a look at this card, that people are celebrating, but there's still like a lot of unfinished, unharvested, uncleaned up fruit around the it hasn't been harvested properly, so work hasn't been done yet. So perhaps the challenge is to try and get all the work done before you can celebrate. Okay, so things are looking a little bit messy, they're a little bit untidy, and you don't want to sort of celebrate too early. Quite often when I see the Three of Cups, I'm seeing premature celebration, and because it's in the challenge position, that's probably what you're looking at here. You're trying to get everything sorted before the party starts, before the break or whatever that is. Okay, let's have a look. Why is the Hierophant here? So that's in the fears position. So we're dealing with contracts and policies, rules. And let's have a look and see why is the Hierophant here. Okay, so someone might be taking on too much at the wrong time. Okay, so perhaps there's just a lot of paperwork and it's a bit cumbersome, but it looks like you can handle it all right. It's just something you'd rather not have. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles here talks about juggling things. This person's managing it okay, but you can see those boats out the back, those ships out the back. It's some pretty rocky waters. Okay, so it looks like a bit of work to do, but you can do it. It looks like it's doable, and the work is to do with rules and regulations, or government departments, or paperwork which needs to get ticked off, something like that. And it's not your cup of tea. You'd rather be doing something else, and that's why it's a fear. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. Let's have a look at this new opportunity which is coming up. So the best attitude to take for you, Virgo, is to see things as a new opportunity. It's the Ace of Cups, which talks about new opportunities in the emotive, creative matters. Okay, and I'm getting something creative here. Let's have a look. Why is the Ace of Cups here in the best attitude position? Something about expression, emotion. And we have the World card. Oh, fantastic. What a way to go. Okay, so the World card is see yourself as having a new start. You've learned something about yourself, and it's really opened your eyes to a talent that you have, and it's protected. So see the Dancer here, perfectly happy to be vulnerable, and inside that wreath she is, and she's protected. So that wreath is protection from the evils of the universe. It's like she's got a refuge from all those things outside. Okay, and she's bathing in blue, and the blue represents spirituality and positive emotions, really, that nice light blue. So that's what I'm thinking there. So there's some kind of artistic new start, a new beginning. So you've learned something about yourself, and you want to keep this going, and that seems to be the best attitude here, is to keep it going. And if it's not about a creative project, could be about a romance. So there's a romance which is coming with you. Oh, and you just realise that this is what it should be. I've just learned something about someone, and yes, this is the person. This is a really good opportunity for you to start afresh. Now, this Eight of Swords here, we're going to try and see why is the Eight of Swords here in the outcome position. So it looks like you might be a bit conflicted about trying to do the right thing when really you might be flogging a dead horse. And it could have something to do with this Tower moment, which has happened. Perhaps you're trying to stop this Tower moment, and it doesn't really need to be stopped, or it shouldn't be stopped, because if you do it, it might just create another cycle where the best attitude to take is to just move on, fresh start, and see everything as a new opportunity, a new path, with this new realization you have about yourself or the world or the people around you. It might even be a spiritual awakening that you've had. Let's have a look here. Why is the Eight of Swords here? And you have the King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups usually represents a very stable energy, where they have control of their emotions. They know how to deliver their emotions in the right way, if that makes sense. This person doesn't go flying off the handle. They don't. They're emotional, but they know how to handle that emotion and use it to show empathy and sympathy and compassion for others. So really, the King of Cups, because that's in your outcome position, once you cut yourself out of this Eight of Swords energy, you're going to see that there's compassion all around you, okay, and you're going to feel at peace with this. Or it might be saying that this someone with this energy is going to come along, and they may sort of I don't want to say rescue you, but they're going to help you cut those binds. They'll help you cut the binds which are there on the binding up that character in the Eight of Swords, okay? And I'm not seeing that as a romantic thing. It's not like you're being rescued romantically or anything like that. I'm just saying that, again, there's going to be some emotional stability that you'll be feeling, probably as a result of adopting this attitude here of seeing things as a new start and really using and taking the opportunity to use this new talent that you have or that you've discovered. So that's what I've got for you, Virgo. I hope that's resonated. Please leave me a comment and like and subscribe, and hope to see you in a couple of weeks.